Hello, everyone. This is Neil for T-Shares here. We're looking at Tru2X and Tru2X tonight. And we are being joined by good buddy Executioner.
Hello, everyone.
So, welcome everybody here. Today we're gonna take a walk through the UI of Tru2X, the first view for everybody. At the moment, the Tru2X is live on mainnet as a validation phase. We have a select group of people, not really too selected, but people who volunteer to try out the UI, and they are using it. We cap the amounts of deposits at 100,000 pulse just for the sake of the test, and people can see and experience what's going on within the system, how it works, and learn the UI and how it functions, as well as making strategies and making plans for when we do launch on mainnet. So we welcome everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming. See a lot of people, Smo and Peter, and good to see y'all. These guys have been hearing us talk for the last, 3 or 4 days straight. Seems like in our testing chat, just going over stuff, talking about stuff with people, dealing with MetaMask upgrade issues and stuff like that. It's been fun times. So it's a good deal. All right. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at this UI.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, now, here we are at the Tru2X UI lobby. When if you clicked on Tru2X, you'd come to a page like this. And this is the auction house page and the miner page. They're the 2 pages we have for the UI. That's all we need. We click on the auction house, and it comes up to here. And when you look to your right, you'll see a timer. For those who don't know what Tru2X is, Tru2X is a auction house-based DeFi service tool. That's what it is. It's what we've done, and it works on a 24-hour cycle. And so this timer has a countdown to when the cycle resets. This one happens to be out of sync because we are on testnet right now, but it's synced to 000 UTC. And that's where we're at with this. Up here to the right, you have your wallet addresses that are associated with your current wallets. And then we have metrics and performances that give us information about the system. And this information is live. This is what's happening right currently on the validation phase. And each one of these numbers represents a data from the system. This number here is 633. This is total user miners. This is how many miners there are currently in the system. And users can set up to 20 miners per deployment of a deposit. And there are 208 cards. So those cards are representative of how many particular deposits have been made throughout the system by all the users. This number here is it talks about how much pulse has been deposited, excluding today. So far in the last 4 days, or 3 days, excuse me, it's been 35 million pulse deposited, and today there's another 12.6 waiting to be added to that total. This number here represents the number of miners that are in the system. And this number here is a function of a P2X, that is the shares that are been locked up in total. And this number here is available shares any given day. And though we have different videos that talk about this in our white paper, but every day there are 1 million shares available for users to bid on in a given day. And those shares are just allocation units that stay internally in the system for us to basically weight the deposit based upon everybody else's deposit in the system. And those shares there's 1 million available every day, but not 1 million will be available to all users every day. And there's reasons for that we can explain later. And then this is how much pulse has been available for dividends. Right here, it's 12.14. That's your pulse available for the dividend of today's deposits miners. And this number here is the big number, the 2.47 million. This tells you how many shares have been allocated for the last 4 days. And this is the current number. If you added 1 million a day, this is how many shares have been allocated for miners. So we'll move on down and kind of explain some of what's going on and what Tru2X is without having to maybe rehash too much of the stuff. So the concept of Tru2X is you make a deposit, you can deploy a miner, and that miner can mine pulse from the mining pool every day. And the maximum you can earn every given day is a 2x of your pulse deposited. And that's it. It's very simple, but what we built, though, is a complex machine that ensures that everybody will get their 2x when they deposit. Now, we can't say when, but it's a guarantee mathematically, and through the system we built, people will double their pulse. Now, I know people will have comparisons and in their minds think that, well, this is just like this other thing out there I played with on another network or whatever. And there may be some similarities in concepts to some of that, but at the end of the day, this system is a brand new tool. There's nothing like this anywhere else out there in crypto. We know, we've looked, nothing can even come close to what we built. It's all brand new code, it's proprietary, and we're really proud of it. And we are, as users, as the founders, excited to use it as well. Anything you want to say, Execution?
Well said. Yeah, it just can't get out fast enough as far as, from what I'm hearing and the way that obviously we feel, to get this show on the road. It's working, so we need to get it out there. It's going to be, in my opinion, it's probably going to be complicated for people because it's just exactly like what you said. They're going to assume that they know until they come and try it, and they're in like day 3 or 4. That's when they're going to go, oh, yeah. And that's what our testing group right now is going through right now.
Yeah.
So
everybody's excited. Everybody's excited. Yeah. So let's look at the UI here. Let's talk about it. So for a person who enters and plays with Tru2X for the first time, no matter everybody who enters, especially on day one, everybody's on the same day one experience. And what that's available is you can basically, all you can do is make a deposit. So I'm going to go to a wallet that's never interacted here. And by the way, if you try to copy my addresses, I don't care because guess what? I'm going to kill this wallet anyway. This whole series of wallets. This is all test stuff. So there's nothing secret here. I got all of like $10 here.
How many people do you think have that private key now at this point?
Yeah, right. I think I've given it out to half a dozen.
Yeah.
So what the average person would see when they enter the lobby, the lobby area is this. There'd be nothing here, nothing to see. The first action someone would do would be to enter lobby. So to come here and click the enter lobby button, and then they would put in, say, 50,000. I think 50,000 is a minimum. So we would come here and put in. Do we even have that much pulse in here? No, do not. Whoops. And we go to a different wallet.
Time to onboard.
Yeah, right. Okay. Right,
yeah, and I'm not sure if you mentioned that, but when you're going over the numbers at the top, we are having the folks that are in the testing only put 100,000 pulse maximum into the system on their deposits every day. So as you can see, like 35 million over 3 days is actually quite a huge chunk of change when you're, that's 10 of them per million. So
and that's out of 70. It's out of 71 wallets, not necessarily users, but wallets. So that's a lot. Now, some of these wallets are system wallets and stuff we can talk about a little bit later. But yeah, it's a lot, and that makes a big difference too.
Yeah.
So what somebody would do is they come into the auction lobby and hit enter lobby. I'll put 100,000 in. And there's an option here for a referral ID. Well, if you notice, there's nothing here for me. I have no ID. I'm a brand new user with a new wallet. So when I enter lobby and go through the process, I may have hit I'm on right wallet now. Make sure. There it is. All right, different screen. Hidden behind something. All right. So I put 100,000 in. Transaction was confirmed. And then there. Now, all of a sudden, I have 100,000 listed as in this pink card, and the day number is listed, and that's my deposit I just made. And I was given this referral ID card. It's a little gray card here, and that wallet now has this forever will have this referral ID number attached to it. And referrals work with a 5% to percent option. So if you are the referrer, you get a 10% of the referee's deposit. And they get 5% of that deposit as a bonus. And that's how the referral system works. So you can refer to your friends, families, your other wallets. It doesn't matter. We don't care. It's there to use.
Yeah. Limited time, 45 days. Then it's over.
And it's for a limited time. For 45 days, use referral system and take advantage of it. And if you're an integration amplifier, which is a partner product, we can talk about it a little bit later too. It'll have its own unique ID links as well that will be utilized in the system.
No timer on that. It goes forever.
And it goes forever. Yes, that is something different. That is a premium allocation for those partners and those who use the partner links.
That's right.
So I made my deposit, and then as you come down here on the table has information. Well, this is we're on day 4, and it shows anything this wallet has done on day 1, which is obviously 0, and then day 2 and day 3. There's nothing happening on this wallet, obviously. It does tell me information about the system, how many deposits were made every day. I can look at this information and see what happened the days before, and then this is my deposit, my wallet, my deposit just made. It's NAN. It means it's pending. It means tomorrow it will be ready to deploy. So I made my deposit. I'm saying sitting on deck, ready to deploy. That's what this means. How much I deposit is here, and my current P2X scoring, which is how many true shares I have allocated so far until the day ends, which this is a dynamic number until the end of the day, and some other information about the day's activities on this deposit. So that's basically all any person can do on day 1 when they first enter the system, whether it's day 1 when we start or day 101, they want to first interact with it. The fresh wallet will do these things. And so when you do get your ID, and then you'll have your deposit listed here. And then if you remember your ID, it's just a number. So however many digits it'll be by the time you interact with it, you can use that with other wallets and refer to yourself if you so choose. Now, when people want to come in and automate deposits, and once the next day somebody interacts with the UI, this little button, that's not a button, this little symbol here turns orange, says deploy. Where at first it said it was green, it says active. Now it says deploy. This means I've already made a deposit. So for yesterday on day 3, I made a deposit, and this is the card. It used to be pending, and now it's a green miner card. And from here, I can deploy this to the mining pool to start earning dividends. So if I click my PLS, this window pops up. And now here I am. I can exit the lobby, which is where I'm at, and go to mine Pulse. That's what it means. It tells me the auction ID, that is the card number I'm on, how many P2X shares, true shares I have in the system. Okay. Now here I have the option to take my deposit, this 100,000 Pulse, and divide it up to 20 times. You may ask, why would anybody want to do that? What's the point? Well, it's all about having options. So if this was, say, 100 million Pulse, I may not want to tie the capital up in a miner earning yield without, because when I start earning yield, I will start at the bottom, right, wherever the yield is. And then every day, I'll have to wait X number of days to break even, where those days are, and then start earning to my 2X. And so having options here and having multiple miners will allow users the flexibility if they need to withdraw some of their capital from their miner earnings, they could do so and not hurt the overall performance of the entire miner card or the bag you deposited. Any comments?
Yeah, I think that more or less for me and my logic thinks it's like more for a miner select type of thought process where you wanted to miner select is when you decide to compound some and not compound others, right? Where you can select which type of miner that you want in your wallet of portfolio. So when you get to your 2X, let's say you got 10, you split it up into 10 miners or 5 or 4. Let's just be simple about it, 4. And you didn't want to exit all of it. You wanted to compound some of it and not have to do deposits, right? You just compound a couple of them and exit the other 2. And then now you've got however you wanted to mix and mingle the whole thing, right? However you wanted to break it down. Obviously, the more miners that you make when you make that deposit, the more customizable you can break that sucker down. Because when we get into the cool stuff about you can exit to other wallets and then it might make more sense what that means by all these other extra options and stuff when you're exiting and obfuscating your funding of other wallets and things like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'll go ahead and start this miner here. We'll say I'll do 4, like you said. Hit start miner and let it do it. So now this miner card will be deployed to the mining pool. And when the transaction clears, I'll show you what happens. So now, all of a sudden, that deployed miner has ended. It's no longer on deck. It is now out and been deployed and been released to the mining pool, waiting for tomorrow to start. So I go to manage miners. See what the UI is doing here. There it is. I have now a queued up miner card. So this is not a button. This is just a color notation, so it helps you kind of see in the order and what the status is of all these different cards. I can go to this little chevron on the far left and open up this tab, and it shows me that miner I just deployed. It says it gives me the same ID number, which is tracked throughout the system. And I said right here is 4 miners. That's how many miners I divided that system that card up in. That means each miner would have 25,000 pulse, and the share rate is so far locked in is 1.63 thousand shares per miner. So you multiply all that times 4, it's the total. Okay, that's what this means. And because I've deployed it today, I have to wait till tomorrow before I can interact with this. So this little button is brown, means you click on all you want, nothing happens. And it's because it's in queue. And because this particular wallet has not deployed anything, I haven't earned anything. It's just the first time I'm deploying. So this would be my second day action. If I was my first time interacting with the protocol, this is what a second day interaction would look like. And this is all I can do. Okay. Now
so far it's day 1 make deposit, day 2 deploy that deposit that you made the day prior, and then day 3 you should have dividends.
Yes. I'll go to the wallet that I know that I got some stuff that's not too crazy. All right. It's the same managed miner. It's a different wallet now. Now this wallet has 1 in queue and 2 active miners. So what happens is on the next day, this queued magenta color turns blue. Now you have an active miner. So on day 3, I deployed this card, which was yesterday, and now it started to earn dividends. So this day 3 is the same day 3 I deployed the one previously, but I pulled it on a different day. So they're both day 3 originations. So the day number is the origination of the deposit. All right. That's what that means. Is where it comes from. If you look up here, it says 1 to 2, 2 to 3, then 3 to 4. It's, day 1 deposit, day 2 deployment, day 2 deposit, day 3 deployment, and so forth. That's what that means. So in this particular deposit I made that I deployed from this miner, it was still 100,000. I fit two at 2 miners at 50,000 each, and they have a little bit more share rate than the previous one we saw. It's 5.37 thousand shares per miner. And let's see, I don't think this one's set to anything. It's not. Okay. Let me see something here. I may have already. Let's see.
Compounded.
I compounded those already, I think. Let me find why I didn't compound. So I'll show. I don't know what I've done over here. I think it's this one. Let's see. No. Well, let's see. I know for a fact this one's called compounded.
Do you have a normie wallet that just deposits and deploys that doesn't compound?
My joker was that, but I didn't deploy because on purpose.
Gotcha.
That's okay.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll go back to this other one. Okay, so anyway, over here, once you get here, this is where your options happen. This is where all the options occur on the system. What do you want to do? You're earning pulse dividends. What is your options here? What do you want to do with your pulse? What is your time horizon of investment, and what is your plan for your funds? And this is the important thing: is you have to have a plan. You can't just be clicking buttons. You need to think through this and what is available for you to do. And so in this, you can click this button. Now, obviously, I can exit the miner. That's one option I have, or I can compound. Now, I think I've already compounded this miner, so there's no pulse available. I can compound. And so we can look at this thing and they're going to ask, there's ways to compound that we offer. There's multiple ways based upon your choice and how you want to, how interactive you want to be with your miner cards on a daily basis. Choice is yours. So up here, we have the wallet to which the compounding will go. So if this is the current wallet address, and if I wanted to go to a different wallet and compound somewhere else, I could. I just copy paste, done. And it will go somewhere else. But that wallet I compound to needs to be a true DeFi wallet. You already need to have I've made a deposit previously with that wallet you're going to. So consider.
It's advised, at least, yes.
It's very highly advised.
You can do it, but it's just advised that you do it under ones that are already registered with a referral number and the rest of that stuff.
So if you have a wallet you want to exit to that you want anonymity, whatever, that's fine. But just make one deposit with it, the minimum, and it can receive all you want, and you can do what you want with those deposits. Because that's what happens when you hit compound. They go to the deposit. They enter as a pink card deposit, just like if you were entering in day 1. So that's what happens with a compound. So, and this under here just gives you the card information about the card. Most of this is just internal stuff for the that we set up when we developed the thing. This number here is all 0 for me because I've already compounded the day. But this information is what's available in the card at that moment. So if I hadn't compounded, I would have some pulse here. And as you can see here, it says previous withdrawals, 73.3 thousand pulse. It's already been withdrawn and compounded back to as a deposit. So I've already taken dividends out and put them as new deposits. In fact, they are in queue, ready to be deployed tomorrow. So the first way you can compound is manually. We'll talk about that. So if I had some dividends here, I could click this green button, and if I had it, the window would pop up, and it would allow me to compound to whatever address is up here. That's called manual compound. There's times you may want to do this based on how big the miner is, and you may want to go to different wallets and stuff like that. So this is a manual compound option. All right. And this just gives you information about what's in the wallet. The second option I have, if I want to compound without having to manually do it, is the auto compound option. So in this system, I have right now I will have just three cards, 1, 2, and 3. And each of these cards then can be individually compound. I can choose to compound this one, and so this one's already set to compound, minor activate. I've already set it. And if this one here, I'd already, after it compound, I turned it all off. And this one, I haven't done anything to it because I have no options yet. But tomorrow I can do whatever I want with it. And so this option here, minor activate, I can click this button, hit set status, and then every day until that minor reaches its 2x, it would compound back to that address up here. And so I may want to take this one to compound and not compound the one tomorrow or anything.
As a matter of fact, they would immediately compound the dividends that you currently have totaled into a deposit for the day.
Yes.
Right? So that means did do it, then you went back to the other page, you'd see it. Yep. So it's pretty neat. Yeah, if your intention is like a long term and you want to roll that pulse in to start earning a double on the pulse that you're getting in dividends already on a different minor, then compound for sure. That's your long-term game for sure.
Yep. What compounding does is allows you to take the earnings and earn more off of them, which as a net result speeds up your 2x. How much is variable based on the system, but it does make it a little bit faster than if you don't.
Yep.
So this it adds to the overall volume of the system as well. So this is options that we utilize on things that we have internal for our 1XR miners and stuff like that. The other thing is this down here at the bottom. Well, I'll finish talking about compounds.
Go ahead.
All right. The other option to compound is up here. In this, I'm going to switch wallets real quick, so I don't want to get confused, make a mistake. All right, in this wallet here, there's next to the funder panel, it says compound all, and then you can pull down. So this is a global setting, meaning when you click this, it says I already have it set to compound all. Every single miner that's running in here earning dividends will automatically make deposits back to the lobby as new deposits and be ready to be deployed. So if you look at this card here, this card has 272,000 pulse in it. Today, I organically deposited 100,000 pulse. And that means of all my dividends, plus some referrals I had an extra 172,000 pulse deposited. And there it is right there today. Versus, so if you look at this wallet, I start with 100 one day, 100 the next day. Then my first bit of dividends came in. I had 8.3 thousand dividends. I put them back in, made my deposit. Now I had 172,000 dividends. So as you can see the power of compounding, this gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. And I have my referral set to all my other wallets referring to this wallet, which adds a little bit on top.
And it looks like about the average deposits for just the users themselves is around 10 million pulse, right?
Correct.
So I see that the day 3 deposits already 15.17.
Yep.
So that means that that's the system putting in almost 5 million.
Yep.
Half of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. Let's imagine that, huh?
Who'd have thought that would work?
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's all of a sudden you got somebody working in the background for you, right?
It's like it was designed or something.
Yeah, almost, right? It's just magic. It's blockchain magic. No
Right,
question, right? Was Richard say? It's surprised any of this works.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. All right. So
Zen calls it magic money.
Yeah, right. So real quick in the chat, there's a handful of people here that are new coming in. Anybody got any questions? I'll keep my eye out or maybe you keep your eye out Executioner as I move through the next discussion. But
sure.
I had to turn. miners. Okay, so everybody said anything. Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's 272,000 in pulse.
Yeah.
Not dollar value.
Yeah, but that's 172 of it is just yield, not I put 100 in, so I've basically exceeded my organic deposits by 72,000 polls, 172,000 polls, so over double. It's not bad. Okay, so
it's a reverse Ponzi.
Yeah, right. The reverse Ponzi. We unponzi the Ponzi per Fast Abdul, right?
That's right.
All right. So that's what goes on with that's the 4 compounding options. Manual. You can monitor when you mess with this global setting. If you change any miner individually, the global setting will automatically go back to miner select. That's because that's the default. Because you're overriding this. So if you ever do that and you have everything's compound all and you go in there and you mess with one miner, then it's not going to compound the rest of them. You have to do each one individually. So it's something you got to keep in mind. Okay, so that's the compounds. So the compound all, the manual, and the miner activate. So the manual miner per miner activate is auto compounding that particular miner, until it 2x's, or global setting compound all, every miner in the wallet that comes through here compounds. So, and all compounds end up as a deposit card on the system that you have to then deploy manually every day if you want to take that pulse and start earning dividends. But you don't have to, just like on this wallet. This wallet still has 2 miners I have not deployed because I purposely held them off for the validation test. So, so let's say I'm out of town on vacation, but I have compounding happening. And I would have a bunch of yellow deployed lines on my table. Then when I get back, I can just deploy them all in one day. It doesn't hurt anything. It's just only thing I've lost was the time it takes to 2x those miners. That's the only thing I've added to myself. I'll still get my double. It's taking me a little longer in time.
More than likely, what they'd run into is their compound wallets. When they come back, they'll just have a really big deposit that they'd have to deposit in. And if you weren't compounding anyway, then it would have just sat there waiting for you to exit it. But if your intention was to compound, you're probably going to see it and go, "Whoa, that's a big deposit that I'm going to have that day." Maybe you might even develop a strategy where you do that on purpose. Who knows?
Yep.
Who knows why anyone does anything? But it'll be interesting to talk about. That's for sure.
Exactly. All right, so you got this. So we'll talk about this other button here. There's a button that says all options off. This resets everything back to manual mode. And this other button's called 1x buyback. And we'll talk about that next. The 1x buyback is the miner buyback program. It's in the white paper. And what this does is, let's say you make a deposit, you deploy your miner, you're like, all right. And 5 days later, like something happens. Like, man, I need a new car windshield, or the dishwasher went out, or whatever. Well, now you regret making the deposit because you have to now wait X number of days to get your money back and break even. Well, with the 1x buyback program, what happens is we allow users, when they are between a 0.33 and a 0.88x, that is this number right here. This is your earning, what X it is, how much you are to your 2x. You select this option, and those miners will then be purchased by the system, and you'll get your initial deposit back, whatever it was. Now, there's one caveat. If you compound manually or auto compound anything, that option is not going to be available. It will not let you get your money back because you've already used the money in the system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
By compounding, right?
Yeah.
So you can't double dip, basically.
Yeah.
And also, it's a first come, first serve basis. They will be funded within the system, but we have guardrails up to keep from being abused. So somebody can't come in and drop 1 billion pulse in and then come back and try to get it out the next day. That's not going to happen. So we got guardrails up for people trying to abuse the system. So that's the 1x buyback or miner buyback. It's something that's there as we did it as a benevolent action to the community. It wasn't necessary for the system, but we decided that, you know what, if you think about hex, you stake your hex, and then if you need in stake for the same purpose, you dishwasher one out, you just blew your hex stake, right? Yeah. Wherever you are in the hex stake, you just lost, and you took a big penalty. Well, we're offering a solution that doesn't offer a penalty. It's with this mono buyback program. So it has some caveats, but just read a white paper, and it'll explain them in more vivid detail.
I noticed some people are calling it a refund, but in reality, like, if you only got to a 0.333x, let's say your deposit was $1 million, you're only at 333,000 back, and we give you your $1 million back at that point in time. No penalty, no nothing, whatever reason that may be. We are buying that from you. We're not gonna just dismantle it. Right, we're going to use it. It becomes when you needed that money and we gave you the full refund back, we're going to use that miner to its fullest extent as a system miner, and it'll be it'll grow. As you guys can see, like I was saying earlier, that the user deposits were only 10 million, and by that third day it was already half the deposits of everybody else. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So eventually the system will just be purring, and it will mitigate the need to have, like those other systems that you may refer to have those users come in, and it will satisfy its liability of getting everyone their 2x just in the initial having the outside yield where we began that. But now, as we're getting into the rest of these things in this video, there's a lot more pillars of sustainability that we'll get into that creates the ability for you to gain that 2x faster and have a sustainable platform for a very long time.
Yes.
So
we can talk about that now. Now we've seen the thing. Now the only thing we'll show you real quick is the exiting process. So if you are, I guess I'll go here. If you're here and you have your miner and you're ready to leave, you know, I've already compound here. You go to exit miner. You're at your 2x, let's say, or 1.8x, wherever you're at. You just basically go here. Depends how many miners you have. You select one. You select it. Even though I have no pulse in here, I would then click the green button, and I would exit to this wallet right here. And that's it. I'm out. I got my pulse, got my double. I'm happy. That's it. And you are welcome to use the system just as that. You can make a deposit, you can deploy and do nothing, get your 2x and leave. And that is perfectly okay. We have no problem. In fact, if that's what you want to do, that's what it's here for. And we imagine a lot of people who don't want to do, like, come back every day and do stuff. That's what they'll do. They won't do anything. They'll just make their deposits, and they'll just not think about it and come back and, you know, a week or two later and, hey, I got my pulse.
Easy, simple strategy. Don't overcomplicate it. You can still do the simplicity of it and still get rewarded. So.
Correct.
Yep.
So, and but there was beyond that, we want to offer people options and more rewarding experiences. Therefore, we added all these bells and whistles to make this. It also helps with the system sustainability too. The compounding. It's a kind of like the grease on the wheel for the whole thing. All right. And we have some notes in here, stuff say you're above a 1x. Nice going. And, you know, if you weren't above a 1x, we'd have a warning symbol here. If you try to get out, let's see. Like this one here. If I try to exit this miner, I hit exit. And I select the miner. It says, oh, you're below a 1x. You know, and we got some cheeky thing our dev put in. So we do. So if you do leave before you reach your 1x, you've now lost. You're upside down, right? You put in $1 million. Get out at 700,000. That's on you. We're not penalizing you. You're just choosing to leave early.
Although
your choice.
Although there is a caveat to why somebody might do that, and it's something that at this point in time folks aren't generally used to. But when price goes up,
what price goes up?
You might, yeah. Well, you know, sometimes. That's why I said it's a caveat. You know, you might have to make some decisions at that point in time, and we're allowing you the opportunity to have the freedom of use to do those things at that time, because we are completely aware of that and take that into consideration for you. And us, us most
Yeah.
importantly. I mean, how can I forget? For us as well as users.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if say Pulse 10Xs overnight and you're at a 0.7x and you don't want to miss the pump, but you're willing to take the loss because you've now at a 10x dollar value. Hey, it's better because you may get if you wait the next day, maybe at a 3x, right?
No,
So maybe now's the time to do it.
Neil, you know what I would do? I'd put it into the 1XR and get my whole thing back, and I'd get more pulse than at my 0.8x, and then I'd sell that shit at that 10x.
Yeah, well, assuming you haven't compounded, yes, that'd be the smart play.
Exactly. Excuse my language. I got excited.
Yeah, that'd be the smart play. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That doesn't do that. But if you were like a 0.9x or something, or a 0.1x, even still, right? Maybe not. But that's what the whole point of the minor buyback is for that reason too. Somebody's like, all right, look, I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, as long as I fell between that 0.333 and that 0.888, and I'd go, oh man, it qualifies. Then, and the price went up, then I would definitely sell it to the system because I know how it works, and I know that it would help the system overall for everybody else and any of the other miners that I have in the system as well. Right? Help make the system bigger. Let's do it, right? Like, obviously.
Exactly.
And then I would do the play that best benefits me because the platform allows me to play the game and do what I want when I want to do it with this added advantage of that 1XR. Like I don't know how many people are gonna, unless we're like telling them, which is watch this video and now you have it, folks. Now you know what to do.
Right. So let's talk about now. I know AJ has a question about the system miners and stuff. Let's talk about that, what that means, and the sustainability of Tru2X. Why is it not? Why is a no person left behind protocol? They are, if we only relied on user interaction and had nothing else, this would go to zero, and it'd be somebody left holding the bag, like every other type of, I guess they're called hourglass schemes or whatever, right? You've probably heard of them. And so we knew that going in when we developed the system, that those things were out there. The auction house model is not something that we invented. It's an older tool that was built years ago for different networks with different variations and different things. Sometimes called something different too. And we knew this. The concept was cool, but the application was always had a problem. And so, we have to have a solution to the negative externalities that exist within these systems. Why do things go to zero? Why is there somebody always left holding the bag and all these things? So we said, well, we got to come up with a way to first make it that nobody can be left holding the bag at all. So what the solution is that we can guarantee a 2x because 14% of the daily deposits go into yield generation. That is called the SRE, or Strategic Reserve Engine. And of that 14%, part of it goes specifically to that. Other part goes for something else. I'll talk about in a second. But the Strategic Reserve Engine exists outside of Tru2X. It will go out into the DeFi community, into yield-bearing service protocols, and deposit those funds and earn yield, take that yield and bring it back into the system. And so this number here represents the total available shares that are available every day. There are 1 million shares available naturally. When the SRE makes a deposit, it deposit acts as a user in a sense it has its own share weight. It gets its shares, then deletes them. And then this is what's left for everybody else to basically bid against right here. It's 986. That's what's left for today. We've already taken some of the shares off the table. And what that does is it allows people to have a better share rate as a user. So it benefits the users for doing this. So we have outside yield coming in, which helps people in the system, and it always guarantees there's always fresh capital coming in to fund the mining pool. Yeah. The second thing we come up with was the integration amplifier, which is a partner program. I'm going to scroll down here, and that's what this represents. These are some sample things we put up for an example. We have EMIT, Tetra, and Gas Money, some tokens we utilize as a sample, so we can have something here to show. And what this is like EMIT, for example, we will offer a partner ID link that Emit and Karios and his community can utilize. Those users can then make deposits. They'll get a 5% bonus, and then they can 2x their deposits like everybody else. But that 10% bonus that's associated with the normal referral link instead goes to a wallet that's managed by Tru2X that sits in and automatically compounds at a 75% rate forever. So basically, when it hits a 1.5x, it recompounds, and the last 0.5x of yield goes back into this market. Market buys emit tokens or any token, whoever your partner is. And if, let's say, Karios decided, I want my emit tokens to be claimable, we would have a claim button here that people could claim. And if you are emit holder or staker, however you want to set up, you can then claim those tokens for yourself based on your percentage of ownership in the pool or the holder count. Or if, let's say, I want to burnt, then this wouldn't be available. It'd just be a burn button that somebody can choose to click, and it would burn all the tokens that would be in the claim contract that would exist. So now we have the user, the partners helping in the system, making deposits that all they do is compound and go to a 2x forever. So that brings steady, continual volume in the system, and they compound more than they take out by 25%. Therefore, they get bigger and bigger over time. Therefore, their deposits get bigger and bigger over time. Therefore, they contribute to the SRE and eventually the 1XR wallets, which are our internal system wallets, which is the third leg of our third pillar, I guess, of our system that ensures continual deposits and weight in the system overall. So if we go back up here, well, I'll go down actually to the data page here. Now go ahead, Executioner, show the difference. So we're talking about, let's see, what day was that? I guess it's this day. I guess day 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have day deposits was 15.17 million, but the user deposits were 14.9. That's a difference of just less than a million. It's only 100 and something thousand.
Yeah,
but those deposits come from the XR miners because we don't have the partner program on this test run.
Right.
Okay. And some of it the SRE as well. So now we have more deposits than users are depositing. And if the next day, now we have on day 4, now we have 300,000 more than users. It's a big difference all of a sudden from a little bit of 100 to 300,000. And that number only goes up and up because the 1XR is basically taking a portion of the SRE funds and depositing into miners. All they do, go through the system just like any other miner. You'll go through and they'll get here. And when they hit just past a 1x, 1.1, 1.01, whatever works out mathematically on that day, it will then take those funds, exit the system, and it will auto exit just like any miner would exit at a 1x or 1.1x, whatever, and pulls out, that thereby pulling its yield generation out, and goes back in and deposits the next day. Filling a mining pool, supplying the SRE with this 14%, and some of that 14% goes back into that same wallet as a 1XR wallet, rotating again, getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But it compounds every day too, right? So
yes, it's compounding.
Yeah. So when it gets to that, it has whatever it has left when it was done, and then adds that in there. But by then it has how many miners?
Many.
A lot.
Many.
Yeah.
And they'll come to whatever they are. When they hit their max capacity of 500 miners per wallet, we'll just add a wallet and get a new XR wallet going.
So that means that referred. That pulse, not referred, but that pulse stays in the system into perpetuity.
Yes, exactly. And
to go.
Not only does it stay in the system in perpetuity, but it has fresh capital from the SRE coming into the mining pool as well. So it's not the same pulse being recirculated. It's always fresh pulse coming in. Yeah. So there's never some bunch of stale pulse just rotating. No, it's fresh pulse coming in to the mining pool to the SRE from the SRE. So the overall money pool is still getting bigger and bigger from non-user funds.
Yeah.
And what this does is as you saw that, you see these numbers. And you see here, this number is going to get bigger and bigger. And the difference between the user deposits and the data deposits will get bigger and bigger as well. What will happen is in the very near future of launch, probably within 6 months or so, the 1XR wallet rotation miners will far out exceed the user deposits on a daily basis. Meaning that everybody in there who is just a user has a whole lot more deposits that are non-users coming in. You add that to the SRE, and you add that to the integration amplifier partners who are running at a 75% of a compound rate. There's a ton of volume coming through.
Yeah.
To where eventually, if no users decide to use the system, they all just say, I'm done, I'm out. Nobody, the last person gets this 2X and leaves, the system would still run autonomously because the 1XR rotations are running and the IA is running as its 2X. And the average between those two is a 1.5X because one's a 2X, one's a 1X. And then the SRE is just making deposits every day. And that's what would happen. And then if anybody jumped in, they would probably 2X the next day.
Yeah.
Unless they had just a massive, massive bag. But it would take billions of pulse to pull that off.
Right.
And I doubt it.
And I know that in saying that someone might go, oh, well, now somebody could just go extract it all from the SRE. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way, bro. It doesn't. Like that, it's when we say it's in there into perpetuity, like as system miners, like we really mean that. Like nobody has access to that. Like this is just how it works. So
yeah.
It's just
and these are auto compound. They reset and redeploy, We don't even have to touch it. They just
let me see if I got this right. In that, because I think it's mirrored, right? Yeah. So the deposits will go like, up and down and up and down, but as you can see, it's down and up and to the right. Up and to the right. Whether they get a little bit less or a little bit more through the time period, but exactly. As the system adds more and more weight of users, the liability is going to be a interesting thing that people will definitely wrap their heads around. Like when the 2Xers, right, the whole entire day group, 2Xs, and they all get out, like it really leans the pool up quite a bit for everyone else that's already earning all that yield to start taking over, and it's now their turn to get the lion's share, right?
Mm-hmm. Imagine when the day one people get out, right?
Yeah.
Which is typically the heaviest day.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When those people are exit out and the whole day group's gone, all of a sudden it's going to be a really thin pool, proportionally speaking, right? It's a big chunk comes out. Yeah. You have that graphic of the pot with the that Daniel showed the other day with the lines going to the right and all the users. You can pull up
the users versus the
the
system and all that. Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure I have it too somewhere, but I knew you had it, pretty readily available.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions in the chat? I don't see anything that most of y'all have kind of been paying attention most of the time. And yes, AJ, it means it cannot go to zero. Exactly. There's no way this goes to zero. It only goes up and to the right as far as volume and basically TVL. So yes, users can come and go. They'll wax and wane as time goes on, but the system will keep moving because it just does that within the internal rotation of the wallets from that 1XR and the integration amplifier.
Apparently I would have had to have accepted the rights on the StreamYard to be able to share my screen preview. It won't let me do it while we're live. So I'll do that after we're done. But I'm going to take this. I have it as a file actually already. So I'll just drop it to you right now.
Okay.
And now it's in your DM. There you go.
Okay. I'll share. Let me zoom this out and I'll share the screen again.
There you go. Should have my glasses on. I'm all like, hello, everybody.
Okay. Let's see if I can zoom in a little. I really can't make it much bigger than that, I don't think. But anyway, people kind of get it. So this graphic is what Daniel put together. He was trying to. It's really hard to explain the impact of the system miners, the IA, and the SRE. It's really hard to really explain that in a graphical way for like a one-shot image. This is about the best we'd be able to come up with over time. And so the red line, the red chart is like the total number of user deposit impact on the entire system. That is their share of the overall system deposits and compounds and all the things. The purple is the system miners. These are 1XR miners. They start at near zero. They get big very quickly. And they then take up a lot of the percentage. The IA partners, depending, and this is all, we're guessing on this one, depends on obviously, how many people want to interact and partner with us, but they would take up their share of the system. And then the SRE, which is the external yield, the orange, it is the smallest amount at first, but it grows at an exponential rate as well. And this is only a 21-day chart. So, and this is real data charted. This is not guesswork. We took real data of all our mapping and spreadsheet analysis and stuff that we've done. So this is not pulled from anything out of the air. This is real data we show. We can prove that very shortly after we launch, within 30 days, the amount of impact users have on the system is far, far less overall. It only keeps getting smaller and smaller as far as their impact on the system. We do have caps and limits that I'll talk about. We have a cap per wallet of 1 billion pulse people can deposit. There's a cap of 500 miners per wallet that somebody can manage. There's a global cap of 25 billion pulse per day that we will allow in the system. And of that day, 25 billion pulse, it's all includes all these other miners, these miners, the SRE, the IA. It's included in that cap. So there'll be days shortly after we launch that the users will be competing for space with these others because they get priority. The users may have to wait a day or two if we hit 50 billion pulse in a given day, which is possible. It just depends on how many people want to use it. And then we will be forced to take a look. And those caps aren't hard caps, the global caps. They are. We can't adjust them, but we are basically making it where a whale cannot come in and drop in 1 trillion pulse and ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, we don't want to move those at all.
It would take forever to satisfy that kind of 2x yield. So, but if somebody does have a whole bunch of pulse, we recommend them splitting their pulse up, not only on multiple wallets, but on multiple days. Just spread your deposit out over 4, 5, 6 days, and you may add a little more time, but you'll actually earn faster on the first deposit than you truck all in at once because you are helping yourself along the way. Let's see here.
That's a good graphic that will like, as mainnet is live, I'm sure that we'll be collecting the data that we can represent and show those things because it'll show the health of the system and not just the users, which is great, but the system itself is what's going to give the users the capability of being able to use it long term. So we're going to look at it as deeply as we can and be able to try to be as transparent with everybody with all the data and how it's relevant to you at any moment in time. Mm-hmm. So we'll be here with you the whole time.
Yeah. So as I'll go back to the UI. Let's see here. There. So when we go back to this information here, so as you saw that line go up, these numbers of day deposits get bigger and bigger and bigger. Some of it's users, some of it's 1XR, some of it's SRE, and eventually you'll have the integration amplifier deposits as well added to this pile, and you'll see this number and this difference between these numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger every day as it goes forth. As you can see it here now on a small scale in just 4 days. So when tomorrow comes in on day 5, it should be a bigger space as well, and it just tracks that way. And the system's designed to do that to ensure the deposits get in, and then users then are satisfied with their yield at a 2x or sooner if they would like. It's no secret, though, that we want people to exit the system as soon as possible. It's not because we don't want people to earn the 2x, but we would rather you get in, get a 1.4 or 1.5x and leave. Personally, I mean, it's better for the system because the fewer people are in there competing for the 2x for the yield, the faster everybody else gets a 2x. And we will have some things that come up in the future that we're open to people to give the opportunity to leave early. So once they hit a 1.5x, eventually we'll have the option to, hey, if you're at a 1.5x, if you want to go ahead and get out now, we'll give you a little extra to go ahead and get out the door. And you can come back in. It don't matter, but that's what will happen. It's called the bonus bag. It's not going to be turned on at first, but that is an option out there. And because of if you think about the concept of liabilities, the system has a liability and obligation to pay every participant a 2x. And so the fewer people you pay, you're obligated to pay a 2x to, i.e. the 1XR miners who get out at a 1x, your average liability goes down. And so for the system to be really as optimal as possible, you want as few people in a system getting a 2x or entities. Now, the integration amplifier people are always good at 2x. So they're always going to be the weightiest side of the system. But the 1XR balances that out because they're a 1x. Like I said earlier, the average is a 1.5. Then the users and the SRE make up that difference, whichever side it ends up being on based upon usability of the system and SRE deposits. So let's see, any questions here? Let's check the chat. All right, chat, you got any questions? I see Fast Abdul's in here. AJ here. Let's see. Danny, hey, Danny. Danny Oritz, if you got any questions, just put them in the chat. I'll be glad to answer them. Let's see here. Hey, AJ, do we have enough pulse? I'm curious. Do we all have enough pulse?
I don't think we have any of those music videos queued up either.
Yeah, probably not handy. No.
Yeah, that would be funny. Should have thought about that.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Yeah. Who would want to double the pulse? So there's no risk. So you think about this. Think of this is. I guess you could call this single-sided staking with pulse if you wanted to try to say that. It's not really accurate, but you could say that if you want to just kind of be tongue-in-cheek about it. But you're just mining pulse just like you would mine hex, except printing it from nothing. We have it in a pool that people can mine from that is being ever fulfilled and filled up again and again and again by the system from outside yield as well as internal cycling through the system miners. So that's a more accurate way to say it. That's why they're called miners. You're mining your pulse. It's risk-free, so there's no impermanent loss. You don't have to worry about a trading risk and like that. You put one pulse in, you get two pulse out. That's just how it works. So there's no taxes. There's no ways. There's no penalties. You're not penalizing people. If you put in your time, you get out when you want. It's up to you. So we have options to get in and out the refunds with the miner buyback for those who are not. Something happens, they need to get out early. So we're not trying to penalize people anymore. We have to. So those because of life circumstances or opportunity as it comes up, and we limit the yield to a 2x. So no day one person who's the biggest whale in day one is ever going to earn any more than double his deposit. That's it. He'll only earn that. And he's done. So you don't have to worry about somebody sitting in the beginning earning up all the yield, which most systems is usually their downfall, is the early guys get all the yield and everyone else is, basically exit liquidity. And that doesn't happen here. Everybody gets their 2x.
Yeah. So
it's a big difference, and it's a paradigm shift from what we've seen in crypto, no matter where you're at, not just pulse chain, but all over.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with other systems that work. I mean, we know that farming's fun. Everybody likes to farm. I like LP providing.
Great APYs on those farms, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. LP farming is a necessity because we all want to trade somewhere. Somebody's got to provide liquidity. So let's just do that and reward it. Validator staking. That's actually one of the places where some of our SRE funds will go is through the validator staking through Vouch for sure. That'll be one of them. To earn that yield. It's good. It's good quality product and other yield bearing assets.
Yeah. Safe and secure.
Mm-hmm.
We know JAXA.
Oh yeah.
So helps.
So So those are things, but in reality though, the way we built the system and when we looked at it, there's really only three ways in crypto that have mechanical functions that can generate something of some sort of yield. You can have a tax type system with a tax token, and you can earn some kind of yield from the trading fees, but it's got its limitations. You got some kind of staking concept like Hex has. You can stake something and get something for it, or farm something and get some for it, like that. And then you have what is the third one? It's tax tokens, staking, and
reflections.
reflect. Well, that's a tax token still.
Oh well, I mean, is there another one? Staking, reflection.
I guess LP yield. You can do LP and provide and earn yield that way. But then that's a permanent loss risk, and so that's what puts you into.
Yeah.
So you can try to mix and match these things. There's different ways to earn yield, build design systems and stuff. But the problem with all the systems is that almost everyone, all of them require users, require steady users to come in or steady volume and trading volume to make any of those things work. So if you're staking something like Hex, for Hex to work and be profitable, though it can mint all you want. If you're a 5 staker, if nobody's buying the token, then you just have a lot of tokens that aren't going to be worth a lot. And and we see that, and it's a shame because Hex is such a good product for what it does, being immutable and everything. But we'd be cool if more people thought it was cool and would buy and stake. But that's not the case right now, and the reflections. Yeah. Well, reflections, all reflection tokens, with, I got a system that's going to reflect. It's got, liquidity web or whatever they want to call it. It didn't matter. You still need volume. And if you have no way to replace that volume with outside capital somehow, it's the same batch of money is going to get dwindled until people extracted all the value from, right? And that's just what happens, and even in farms without volume, typically most farm tokens are, unless they have some kind of utility, and EMIT's the only one that's out there that's got anything utility wise you can do with the emission token that you can earn stable coins, and that's the only thing keeping it up above everything else. And that's just what the systems are.
But that's one heck of a feature, isn't it? That's nice.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I like it. But now though, with the integration amplifier, we offer this fourth option, which is for cash flow, which is just use the link, and then you get forever your token bought and burnt off the market. Period.
Yeah. And
as time goes on, it only buys and burns more, or buys and distributes, depends on your choice, forever. So if you're EMIT, Tetra, gas money, whatever, you got Vault 369 from Fast Abdul, whatever. If his community decides, hey, I want to use Tru2X, I have Pulse, I want to go ahead and double some. Maybe I want to get in and get out quick. I will use the Vault 369 link. Now Vault 369's got a whole bunch of people who use their link. They get a 5% bonus on top of their double, and that thing's going to be bought and burnt forever. And then all of a sudden he's got a buyer that he doesn't have to fund outside of his normal ecosystem. And so that cash flow option is something that hasn't existed in crypto anywhere. And bringing that to the market through the integration amplifier is completely new. It's unprecedented, all within what we built.
You know how like some things create a DAO to get like what their community wants. So what if a community had a claim function because some of their community decided they wanted a referral code that they were going to make deposits on to start earning this outside revenue, and then they can come and claim because that's what they want. And then somebody else makes a burn function, like the founder makes a burn one because he's like, I want them to be burned and want, people use this one. So you'd have internal marketing for their own community to make sure, like, if you want this or you want that, then you can choose this or that. That's pretty neat. That'd be pretty cool to see. actually.
Yeah. I mean, users can kind of do what they want. All right. So this name is not taken. I asked the question, how can I stay in the pool once I've 2x'd? Once you're 2x, you're done earning yield. So if you want to go back in the pool, you must go back to the deposit side. So you've 2x'd, you go back to the lobby, you make a deposit, and get your new card and start over again. That's how you do it. And then you'll go back into the system and start earning yield. So you get your first 2x, you come back in, go for another 2x, and then another 2x. And with the compounding functions, some of the stuff happen a little bit quicker and maybe a lot less hands-on. And if you have a big enough wallet, you could probably set up to where you really are technically never out of the system. You always have some of your capital working for you, earning different 2x's at different rates at different times. And that's what would happen. So I hope that answers that question. This name is not taken.
Like the name.
Mm-hmm. So there's options here. Like I said, Tru2X and Tru2Fi as the team, we've been building this stuff for a while. It's taken us 2 years. We've had no sacrifice, by the way. This is all paid for by us. We are self-funding this whole project. So we didn't take a sacrifice or anything else. It's not coming from other things we've done. This is literally from our pockets, a labor of love that we thought this is something new and different. And because it gets rid of a PvP mentality, we're not fighting against each other in the system. We're all working together toward the same goal. And because I don't have to, beat up the guy coming behind me or steal his pulse to satisfy myself, a portion of it is coming in. Don't get me wrong, but it's really his portion is very small. It's that 1XR miner, the SRE, and the integration amplifier partners. That's where most of my pulse is coming from, as far as contributions to the deposit pool. So the users themselves, though they're depositing 80% goes in the system, they really contribute less and less over time to everybody's 2x. So there's no PvP. We're not fighting against each other. There's no competition. In fact, it would be in everybody's best interest who want to use the system to tell all their friends, because the more the merrier and the faster 2x everybody gets. Period. You saw the chart. It goes up and to the right on purpose. And if we had a really, really big front end, it just makes that go up faster. That's all it does. Though it will always go up. But that's what would happen. It will just go up faster. And so you'd have a less and less user dependency and more 1XRs, more and more SRE and integration amplifier users and partners contributing to the system.
Yeah, and it's also important, I think, to mention that this particular protocol that we're running will not have a token. We are using Pulse for the platform. So if you want to be involved, then all you need is Pulse, not wrapped Pulse, but just regular Pulse. And you probably, if you're on Pulse Chain, then you probably already have what you need to be able to participate. But we will not have a token for this platform. Makes it a lot less of a headache to deal with.
Yep, and it makes everybody's got Pulse, and it makes we're not selling you anything here. This is a service. This is a service tool. That's what it is. It's the first of its kind of DeFi, and it's something that we're proud of. We can stand behind that. It will do what it says is going to do. And we have all our models, and our current test, as it shows, people are at I didn't even talk about that really. Right now, on day 4, we are at a 1.29x with a low cap deposit of only 100,000 pulse per miner. That's it. And people have already at a 1.29x.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
So they'll be 2xing within the first couple of days.
And this does not have any integration amplifier help at all. This is just 1XR miners, a little bit of SRE in deposits that we kind of are being very careful when we deposit so we don't kind of skew the numbers. This is as clean of a sample of what we can show as will happen. We're not manipulating this. We're not trying to bump the numbers. This is all organic users using it, plus the system miners working in the background. Hence the reason you have the numbers changing between the user deposits and day deposits. So this is what we built. And so we tomorrow we'll be at 1 point something, 1.5, 1.6, whatever the number is tomorrow, when the day changes. And so people will be happy. You know, be one day closer to the 2X. And that's what we all want to see. And so when we launch Maine, we don't know how soon that this will happen. I mean, because it'll be a little bit different because there'll be a lot more people. Maybe more people on day 1, day 2. Who knows? It depends on how many people come in and when they come in and how they make their deposits. But we anticipate a relatively quick turnaround on the first 2X. You know, a month or less. Who knows? All our models, point to that, which is pretty good. You know, the second one, who knows? But if you're smart and you have a lot of pulse and you want to, grow it and double it, have a plan. Have a video on strategies, how to think through how to plan this out, long-term, mid-term, and short-term views of yield generation. Are you waiting for Richard or whoever to pump the chain? You ready to get back to sack rate? Well, how long will it take? Maybe it takes 6 months. Maybe it takes a year, 2 years. Who knows? But if you're anticipating that, have a plan for that. Do you need cash now? Maybe 2X and out is what you want. It's okay. That's what the system's for. Use it for whatever you think you need it because it's here as a tool. And it's a risk-free tool that exists on Pulse Chain. And it's a tool also that basically locks value for a long period of time. As time goes on, more and more Pulse is locked into the contract and more Pulse is locked into the SRE, meaning there's a lot of value that's not leaving the chain, not being exited, but staying within the chain. So that helps the chain as a whole as a tool.
Yeah.
So these are things that, we all these are positive things we're bringing to the system as Pulse Chain as a whole that we hope people recognize and appreciate that what we've built here.
Yeah. Me personally, I think this thing sells itself. And I think it will. I think eventually you'll have, shortly after mainnet, we'll have a bunch of happy people. And that's exactly what we want.
Yep.
Continued success on that happy emotion. Because I hate to flip the script on the happy emotion because it sounds great, but in these markets these days, there's not very many rays of sunshine. And if you were to launch a protocol, especially one like this, now is a perfect time to do it. It just couldn't be any better, honestly. It couldn't be any better. Pulse is so cheap right now.
And what we do, technically, if you think about it, this is a 50% stop loss on value. Put in $1,000, and if the price goes down 50%, you're still break even $1,000 as far as dollar value goes.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider. You have twice as many tokens when it's over. You got your 2X, and the price goes up back to where it was. You doubled your money. If it goes past that, then you double your money plus whatever goes up. So I think goes Smo put in there 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. That's exactly right. And depending upon a lot of many factors, but if things go just on an average and kind of even a slowish average, trek upward, you can get 2 to 3 2Xs per year within this tool, starting at day 1 and counting from there, right? Maybe the next year you only get 2. When 2 years you get 5 2Xs. That's 32X. You go do that anywhere else in a blockchain, anywhere or any chain. Go try to get a 32X in 2 years on your deposits. See what you get.
Yeah.
Especially it just doesn't exist.
It's a bunch of gambling, so it's so much risk to try to do such a thing that it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think this makes more sense for sure.
Yeah, it's a risk-free play to make a deposit and earn the layer 1 token of a chain. Okay, great. I sit, I earn, I compound. I just let it sit. And so in 2 years, I get all these doubles, right? Potentially. And now where I'm at, where I got a bunch of Pulse, a bunch.
Hell, Neil, I'm at the point that if I got 1 2X in 365 days, and that's 100% APR, then that's more than what almost all yield bearing protocols have to offer.
Yeah,
So
because even LP pools, they get diluted by
yeah,
depositors, and they go from high APRs down to whatever they are, right? I mean,
yeah.
that's a function of how they're built, which is okay. That's just the math, right?
I mean, if I get to anywhere near a half a percent a day, anywhere near that, I'm happy. Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, you're not getting it at your bank, that's for sure. Your bank is not paying you 0.5%.
A day? No. They barely pay 0.02 a year.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So let's see. Any questions? Check the chat for any future questions. We're just past the hour 20. So anybody got any questions? Let's see if I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. I think I caught all the questions I could see in chat. But yeah, I mean, you do this double, then double, then double, especially if you have a bag that you're just letting it ride with auto compounding, it just grows. And let's say you refer to it as well. So you get a double and a double, and it's just churning and getting more yield and churning, getting more yield. You'll be in good shape, in pulse terms. If the price were to go back to SAC rate, how much better would you be? Right? SAC rate's what, a 5x from now, I think, nominally speaking.
Yeah.
I think it's 5x. We're at 0.0 before 0 is 2. Right?
Yeah.
5.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're 5x. If you get two doubles and we go back to SAC rate, right? So it's 2, 4, and 5. It's 20x.
Yeah.
You're 20x right there.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's not bad return your money.
The numbers get stupid when you start talking about any potential price appreciation after any of those X's anyway. So I mean,
and we're talking about SAC rate. We're not talking about moon math, just SAC rate. I mean, that's the thing. We're 5x from SAC rate now. So a 5x times any X you get just to get to SAC rate, that's how much you are. So if it does take 2 years, you get 32 times 5 is 150x.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it is. So I think people are, yep, that's exactly right, AJ. Compounding is the eighth one of the world. It's exactly right. And that's what we see. The math tells us. So if you're patient, you just let the system do what it does. And then if you want to take some out, have a plan to take some out. Have your wallet that you get your daily yields or every some miners you want to get at a 1.3x and taking money back, go right ahead. Separate it out, get your tokens. And maybe you want to go find the next shiny object. Maybe you want to, gamble with Randy on X Games, whatever you want to do. I don't know. But the options are there. And so we try to make it fair. We want to make it equitable for all users with no token, no sacrifice, no impermanent loss risk, just straight up mind your pulse in a risk-free way that users can, benefit in a way that suits them with no penalties or anything like that for the chain. Chain benefits, the people benefit. Everybody wins. That's the whole point. Everybody's going to win because nobody's trying to beat somebody out of something.
Yep.
And that's something I can't say anywhere else that I know any other protocol that does that. It's almost always a loser.
Yeah, community camaraderie as well is kind of what we would like to put out there as well, because I think it's much needed in this ecosystem. And I agree with AJ too. If you wanted to sacrifice for something, let's Tru2X or something like that, and it's still going by the time that we got mainnet. I don't know. We have to see the timelines on that, but there may be an opportunity for someone to just get a free sacrifice if they wanted to.
Exactly.
Keep their principal and then sacrifice whatever 2x they made.
Yep.
Yeah, good point, AJ.
That's right. I mean, it's there. That's the tools was for, and then take your principal that you didn't sell and sack it and double it again. And you got a free sack and a double and a double and a double. Yeah. So one day we'll be sit back and say, you could have got a double, 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 you could have got a double or a double or a double. We'll be able to say that one day, looking back and say, the choice was yours. Why did you leave soon?
Made 120 doubles. Now I'm back to net neutral.
Golly.
kidding.
But yeah, anyway, so I think that's all the questions in chat. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream. But here we are at Tru2X.io. If you go to I'll put the link for our, I think most everybody here knows it's in our chat already, but I'll put the link in the chat for the people watching it. And let's see here. So if you want to come and join the chat, ask questions, we're always there. If we're not in that chat, we're in the Tetra chat, but just you can always DM us. You can DM me at I think I'm at Work for Crypto. I think it's my handle. I don't know my own handle, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am. There's my handle. I think I'm Work number 4 Crypto. You can DM me, and yeah.
It's like the
I'll
telephone.
answer any questions.
Just got your new number, and they're like, "Oh, what is it? I don't know. I have to look it up real quick. I don't know what my own number is."
I never use my handle. That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and mine's for Twitter at Hexecutioner Win WIN. Please go follow me. I need followers.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. I'm posting all the time. Neil for T-shares. So there's no problem. You just hit me up. I don't mind doing what I got to do. I'll put my Telegram handle in here. I'm on YouTube. I do also. You can do it Neil for T-shares. You can check my YouTube link. See what I got going on. I'm doing videos all the time, but with Tru2X, what we're building Tru2X. Let's see what else we got. The testing will go on a couple more days, and then we will basically shut down the testing part, and then we'll get ready for mainnet launch. That'll be our next step. So we're not too far out. We're hoping the end of this month. That's our goal. Shoot for mainnet launch. Can't guarantee anything. It's all about the tech. The code's fine. It's just all about everything else besides the code. This time it's just about hardware and servers and Cloudflare and all the good stuff that takes to get a project launched. So that's where we're at right now. So, all right, any last closing comments, Executioner?
Very good job on first live stream. It was excellent. I had fun, and I hope that to get to see all you guys that view this video in our socials, and we get to speak in the sidelines about what you guys want to do with this new tool that we're bringing out, what your strategies are. So I hope to see you guys there. And like AJ says, you probably don't have enough pulse.
Nope. And it's cheap. Go get some.
That's right.
All right, guys. Just don't forget, you can always save, earn, and grow with Tru2X.io. I'm Neil for T-shares. Signing off.